If you love Indian food but you do not have a lot of time to make it or you do not know how to make it, this recipe is for you. Today we're going to make a base gravy which is used in most of the Indian recipes, at least in the North Indian or Punjabi food. This is simple with very few ingredients and you can use this recipe to create so many other dishes. I'll tell you in a few minutes how to do it. So to begin with, the ingredients that we need is onion, garlic, ginger, tomato and just 2 spices, red chilli and turmeric powder. So this is very basic. Once you've mastered this, you've mastered most of the Indian dishes. Before we begin, let's see a little science behind the ingredients. These basic ingredients actually give us most of the flavors that our tongue craves. Onion adds sweetness and gives the base of the gravy. It also helps bring out the color that the Indian dishes normally have, a reddish tone. Tomato adds sweetness and acidity. You can find a large variety of tomatoes. These are globe tomatoes. Normally I prefer using Roma tomatoes or plum tomatoes. Ginger is spicy, it's hot, it has peppery flavor, while garlic is spicy and deep. To make things hot, they have to be for Indian food, we use red chilli. So red chilli, you can buy different kinds of red chilli depending on how hot you want it. If you don't want too hot, probably Kashmiri red chilli is the best option because it gives the beautiful red color without making it too spicy. However, if you live in Europe, it's very probable that you have paprika at home. If you're using paprika, be careful you're not using smoked or sweet paprika because that will alter the flavor. We will also not add salt at this point. You can add salt when with this gravy you're making your final dish because then you can adjust salt on the basis of what you're adding to your gravy, some kind of lentils or chickpeas or vegetable or meat. You can garnish the final dish with green chili, coriander and lemon. The rest of the spices such as garam masala or coriander seeds or cumin powder, we will add them in our final dish, not in the base gravy. These spices are best when they are added fresh just before serving.
I chopped 2 medium-sized onions and the ratio of tomatoes will be the same. If you increase onion, you increase tomatoes. I do not add any water when I'm making my paste. If you add water, onions will never actually fry and never get the color that you desire. I added 4 tablespoons of oil. At this point, if it seems that there is too much of oil, trust me, this oil will balance out once you will add in your vegetable or your lentils or meat, whatever. You can chop garlic and ginger or you can also make a paste. I prefer making a paste. Garlic and ginger do not need the same time for cooking, so you add it at a later stage and it needs very little frying. I always prefer adding my tomatoes with the peel off. There are several ways of peeling tomatoes. You can just take the skin off with a sharp knife, or if tomatoes are not very soft, you can actually use a peeler to peel the skin off. Another way, which I also like, is burning the skin off. If you slightly burn the skin off over direct flame, you can easily pull it off. The reason why I do not like to puree my tomatoes is if you puree them, adding water or without adding water, a lot of air incorporates and that results into your tomatoes turning pinkish and not staying really red. You need your tomatoes to be red so that the masala gets the real red bright color. Once you add tomatoes in, put the lid on and let it cook for some time. Let the tomatoes leave their juice and let all the juices of garlic and ginger incorporate on low flame. Now it's time to add turmeric powder and red chili powder. Here also the ratio remains more or less the same unless you prefer it more spicy, then you can add more chili. I added 1 teaspoon each. Cover it, let it simmer for a few more minutes, and if you see any chunks of tomatoes, now you can crush them with your spoon. You know the masala is ready when oil starts separating. You see, I added no water and I kept the oil ratio a little higher. This means this masala can be preserved in the fridge for several days. Just to give you an example, in the same masala, the gravy, I added some boiled meat and some salt, fried it for a few minutes, and got a delicious Indian beef curry mix. When you have this masala ready, you can make absolutely anything. You can add potatoes or beans or chicken, and you'll have a delicious Indian meal in just a few minutes. I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll try this recipe at home.